Cody J. Brune here with smalltownpreps.com, and I'm with the girls varsity head basketball coach, Corey Morrison. Thanks for meeting with me today, Corey.
No problem. Appreciate it.
All right, Corey, the regular season's over. The girls team ended with a 25-10 record. They were 9-1 in district. They were district champions for the first time in, I think, 22 years. Is that correct?
Yes.
It was a great season. It's been a while since we've been district champions. What would you say the identity of this team is that's got them to this point?
They're just a hard-working group of girls. They come to work every day, and that's kind of been our mentality is, we're going to outwork everybody else, and that's really how we got to this point right now. We've really put that as kind of our stamp on our season.
Yeah, I've noticed that, going to a lot of the games in town, out of town, I've noticed, a lot of them, they're not high-scoring games. I think you'll average somewhere around 40 points a game, but you're getting over 11 steals a game. The ladies down low are, getting tons of rebounds, blocks. Is that something that you coach, or is that just something that this group of girls just have?
Well, early in the year we've talked about we were struggling a little bit early in the year with giving up some easy shots and doing some things that just wasn't kind of what we were really looking for. We've kind of gone to the motto of protect our paint, and we're low scoring. We're not a high octane offense. We grind. I preach to them every day before we start or every game. Get the ball inside. Our strength of our team is inside with our posts, and once we can get the inside going, we get the outside going as well. We've gotten better at transitioning into. You'll see us get some easy buckets from here, in certain spots. But as far as us putting up 60 points, 70 points, it's just not going to happen because the longer the season's gone, the more we've understood that in order for us to win games, we've got to be able to control the basketball and kind of grind those games out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, usually when you see someone, with a great record like 25-10, 9-1 district, you usually see, a bunch of blowout wins. But with this group, it's like all the tough ones, they win. Or at least all the ones I've seen, they've won. It's 1 point, 2 points, a bucket here, a bucket there. They get it.
Yeah.
What would you say is one thing that this team needs to work on in order to make a deep playoff run?
We've got to be better against pressure defenses, presses. We've struggled a little bit with the press. And our free throw shooting has kind of hampered us a little bit. We've made strides in it, and we work on it every day. Those girls get tired of hearing me free throws. They get tired of those segments, but we shoot them, and we shoot a lot. And it's something that we work on very hard. And they're getting better. We went through a stretch where we were shooting upwards around 60-something%, and then we've kind of hit a slow point again. But I guess the positive thing is we're getting to the line a lot.
Yeah.
That's a good thing for us. So I'm proud of us in that aspect. But we've got to control the ball. Our turnovers aren't outrageous, but we seem to do it at the worst times. We kind of get in those little timing times where we really don't need to be turning the ball over, and we'll turn over a few times. But it's something we're working on. We do it all the time, work on it in practice. We preach about it, take care of the basketball, and then the free throw thing, make free throws.
So. Absolutely. Well, instead of, besides just winning district, which is a great accomplishment, what would you say is the thing that you're most proud of this team as a whole?
I'm proud of this group is how we've progressed over the season. Mm-hmm. Some people kind of look at our schedule and probably say we've played some of these schools, but we played Navasota twice, who's ranked number 6 in the state, and for a half each game we played them really well. We played Port Lavaca, Calhoun, we played Victoria West, and we played some smaller schools that make you actually work on things that can hurt you later on. And where we haven't ever had really a time period in our season where we've strung together a bunch of losses. We always bounce back, and but the way these girls have progressed and kind of grown into what we've taught, and everybody's accepted their roles. Everybody knows there's a role for them to fill, and even our bench players, they know their roles, and they don't come in. You don't see our girls come in off the bench and shoot wild, crazy shots. They understand their role, and that's what I'm most pleased with is the maturity of these girls. How they've come together so well. I think it's really been awesome to see.
What would you say is, I guess, one thing that you're going to go over with the girls before the game? I know some of them may have never even been in a playoff atmosphere of anything. You have some of your players that have played other sports, softball, volleyball, other things that they've played at a little bit higher level. What can you kind of tell the players that sometimes maybe not get a lot of action and haven't seen this that you might have to rely on?
Yeah, I think it's just keeping them, understanding it's just it's a game, and not to get too high, not to get too low. When you go in the playoffs, facing El Campo, they're coming out of a district that's brutal. I mean, their top 3 teams are really good, and El Campo didn't win a lot of district games, but they finished 4th, and you can't underestimate anybody. We talked about today in practice that now it's everybody's 0-0, and the records are out the door. It's who wins this one and who wins the next one. So, especially our younger girls, it's gonna, some of our girls that came back from last year. We played Needville in my district last year, and they've got a little bit of experience with that. But I think our, overall, we got to learn to handle kind of being the favorite. We're probably going to be a little bit of the favorite because of our record, but we have to handle that with kind of a grain of salt and understand that it's anybody's game right now, and everybody you play from here on out they're in there for a reason. So we got to keep that in focus, keep that in mind.
Absolutely. Now, after I've watched the last, I'd say, 4 or 5 district games, it's getting towards the end. Teams are fighting for position, stuff like that. You see a lot of chippiness, and you see a lot of other things going on. But I've noticed that our girls, no matter how much the other team may try to get in your head or do things, either it's a smile or they walk away or, they don't let it get in their head. Is that something, once again, is that just how this group of girls is, or is that something that you kind of prepare them for as well?
Well, and I took the opportunity Tuesday night to talk to them because, games are getting a little chippier, and, fans reacting to certain things is something. But I took our girls, Tuesday night into the locker room. We talked about it, and for me, I think we're a physical team, and that's one of the things we kind of hang our hat on. Is we're physical, and we're not going to be pushed around off the ball. And if there's a loose ball, we're going to dive for it, and we may take somebody out. But at the same time, I told them there's a difference in playing to that line of being physical and stepping over that line and being
Correct.
a dirty team, which we're not a dirty team. We're physical, and if you watch us rebound and you watch us battle, it's. When you come into the paint, we say protect our paint. You come in there, it's rough, and we're not going to give you anything easy.
And a few of the girls, I think they live for that moment to dive on the ground.
Yes,
I think Trap absolutely loves it.
Trap likes to dive around. But it's a fun thing about them. When you see somebody diving for a basketball and laying out, it's a great thing. Because it always, when I go back and watch our films, I'll talk to them and I'll point certain things out about. Somebody dive on the ground, or somebody sprinting back and stopping. I love that kind of stuff, and that's what I think a good team does, and everybody kind of buys into it. Because there's probably countless times, and when one time everybody in our team has dove for a ball, which
absolutely
is awesome.
Absolutely. Well, like we said, the ladies are the district champions for the first time in 22 years. They will be playing El Campo here in Columbus on Monday. I think it's Monday the 13th here in Columbus at 6:30. So you need to come out and support your Lady Cards. It's going to be a great game. If you want to see some fun and a lot of action, come out and support Coach Morrison and the girls. So I want to thank you again for having this interview with us and letting the public out there know a little bit about you and your team. So good luck on Monday.
Thank you for having me.
All right.
Appreciate it.
If y'all want to know anything more that has to do with Columbus athletics, check out smalltownpreps.com or check us out on Facebook. So until next time, go Cards.